Good morning, my budgeting family. I wanted to say happy Saturday to you guys, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm gonna go over my kind of weekly update, but I'm also going to show a video, or actually screen share, of the Greenlight application or app that I have for my daughter. One of my subscribers asked about it about 3 weeks, a month ago, and I was trying to figure out how I can show the information for you. And it's the card that I use for my daughter that she does her jobs. We don't call them chores, we call them jobs. That way she understands that, you know, your pay is associated with the work that you do, just like our job. And I wanted her to understand that. And so, but the biggest thing is the freedom that she can go out with her friends, and I don't have to worry that if she needs to get home or if she needs to get something, I can, one, she works and saves for her money, but also if I need to help her, I can immediately. So I'm going to have a clip of that showing you the app and the information. They've actually expanded it since I started it, so it's been kind of exciting to see them grow. But I want to get into some information today. So just my May update here. I have been paying things down for the month, and I have, let's see, I know my one CIT, I'm at 95% for the debt this month. I only have one thing left to do, and that will be taken care of. Is the gas prices killing anybody else? I mean, today is the 21st, and we're literally over our gas budget by $26 already. And we still, have 10 days to go in the month. And I even increased the gas budget from last month because of where gas prices are going. And we've read accounts that it's supposed to be, up above $6 in our area, in the next month for summer. I mean, it's just been just craziness. And I just feel for everybody, because it's trying to figure out how to do something that's a mainstay, because you have to have gas to get to work. And where I live, we don't really have access to public transportation. It's right down in the city part, but we don't live in the city. We're in a city, but we're in a more rural area where there's really no public transportation. And we're originally from California, where you could go anywhere with public transportation. So we've been here for a long time, so we know that, but you have to have a car. You have to have some way of getting to work that is not public transportation. And it has just been, the gas is really getting me, and the groceries. So I will say this for groceries: if you can find somebody who does eggs and, work with them, I mean, eggs in the store are $4.14. And somebody that I work with, they have chickens, so they're doing eggs, and I got, 2 dozen for $5. So yeah, it's just, I really feel for everybody right now, and I feel like this is why all of these budgeting channels are so important. Everybody has a different journey. Everybody's, their incomes are different. Their debt is different. I found a new YouTuber that I just started following, and I was listening to her, debt journey, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's my twin with debt and paying off debt and, re-upping the debt. I mean, it was just, I felt like she was talking to me. And that is why I love this community so much, is because we all have different journeys, and they all speak to us so differently. The biggest thing, and I want my channel to be an encouragement and a motivation: get started. That's the first step. Get started. You're going to fail along the way. You're going to figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. I love Dave Ramsey, but I love other people that have different takes on it, because some of Dave Ramsey's stuff may not work for me, but it may work for you. But the biggest take away from this budgeting journey, cash envelopes, cash system, get started. Get your emergency fund. That is the first and foremost that you have to do, is you have to have an emergency fund put away. And I can tell you right now, the benchmark was always $1,000. That's not going to cut it anymore. You need to get $1,500 to $2,000 in an emergency fund. That you don't touch it. It is strictly for emergencies. And then you go and you work on your debt, whether you do the debt snowball, whether you do a debt avalanche, whether you take the largest interest rate to the lowest interest rate, to the lowest balance to the highest balance, whatever works for you to be a motivation, because 99% of this is mental. If you can get out of your head and get on your paper and follow your budget, you will succeed. And it's mental. It's saying no to ourselves. It's, fighting the temptation. It's fighting the retail therapy. Or maybe that's not your problem. You collect for hobbies and crafts and stuff. We all have our own little things with finances. Otherwise, we would not have all these budgeting channels. And that's okay, because you have a whole community here of men and women who are like, listen, this is where I've been, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing, this is where my debt is. And we're all here for each other. There is no competition. It is, how can we show you what we do to help you succeed and be okay? Because at the end of the day, it's your money, it's your bills, your life. And, I always tell my daughter, because she's in that age where there's the, my friends have this, my friends have that. And I'm like, okay, that's great. I said, but how much did they pay for that? How much was that? I mean, I just don't understand and I could be a little old school because I'm not a spring chicken. But this whole thing where you can't bend your shoes. And I was telling my daughter, I'm like, then how do they walk? And she goes, they walk funny because they don't bend, they don't crease their shoes. And I'm like, but that's shoes. That's what you're supposed to do. And it's just really funny in some of our conversations. And my husband just kind of laughs, because I'm trying to understand, because my world and her world is completely different. And, we as parents, and, whether you have kids or not, aunts, uncles, friends with kids, to understand that, our world is different from their world. And, things that they have to deal with is different. But I'm trying to teach her the value of money. And that was also why the Greenlight card was a huge positive. It was a huge pro to us, is for her to, at this age, figure out, opportunity costs. This is how much you are making by doing your jobs. This is how much you get by doing extra things. And for her to figure out, do I really want to spend that on this, or do I want to save it? And, so it's been really, really a good talking point, and to start her understanding her journey. And she's already told me, she goes, I won't do credit cards, Mom. She goes, I don't want debt. She goes, I know that there's money in here, and if there's not money in here, I don't spend it. And so she's getting that concept. I just have to rein her in on, like, yeah, you have money in there, but you don't have to spend every dime of it. So, but that's a work in progress. So, but this is where I'm at with my little update. So, a good portion of my bills were kind of paid in my last video. Everything kind of hits me at the beginning of the month and the middle of the month. And then towards the end of the month, there's a little bit more flexibility. But I am happy to report that I did completely pay off one of my credit cards yesterday. So yay, I'm excited about that. So my debt is, how much I have to pay out every month is going to go down a little bit, but I'm going to work that into the debt snowball to pay other things off. Or I might put it to the side and do avalanche, because I have my debt envelope. I'm still deciding what's going to work for me. I just know that I'm staying the course. But I will have to say, we've spent a little bit more this month going out, just because it's been a crazy month. We had a kind of a family thing going on that I had to go to the hospital almost every night. My husband went with me to check on a family member, and so eating out and kind of not sticking too great to the budget for about a week or so, you know, but that's why you have a budget, to incorporate that when you have those times. So I'm going to get back on course with that. But my rec is our power company, so I pay that weekly, and I really enjoy that. I didn't think I would, because it's kind of like a prepaid thing, and that's kind of how they do it with their company. When we moved to this area, it was new to me, but I really kind of like it because I budgeted in, so every Friday I pay towards it, and it just accumulates up, and you know, goes down, goes up. But the biggest thing is, because I look at it every single week on at least 2 accounts, I was able to see that we had a problem with our AC. That it wasn't until the end of the month where I had this, you know, $600, $700 electric bill, and was trying to figure out why. I could see it, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, our daily is really high. What's going on? And so I was able to be proactive and get that fixed before we incurred a huge amount of electric, you know, debt. So I really kind of like that. So I pay that weekly, but it's budgeted in monthly, and do that. And, you know, I've already talked about gas. That's been kind of the craziness. So, but I just, I'm going to cut away and show you the Greenlight app. I'm going to show you their website so you can see the different, product offerings, I guess is a good term to use. We're on the basic one, but I'll explain all of it. So you'll see that video, and it should be now. Guys, here I am at Google. I wanted to start you from the beginning. So, and it's greenlight.com is where we want to go. And this is through the desktop. You can do this through your mobile app as well. You can download it in your, the Play Store for Android, and I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's iCloud for Apple. I'm an Android girl, sorry. So, but this is the card that I have for our daughter. And they're doing a really good trial right now. If you decided to do it, you can sign up today for 1 free month trial, 1 month trial. So, and you start with your number, and it goes into they have an option where you can get a secured debit card just for them. You can tie in their allowance to, like I said in the first part of my intro, that I call them jobs, I don't call them chores, and it'll automatically deposit it in there. They do a reward savings that you can do. You can teach them about investing, and they do earn 1% cash back to their savings. So whenever they put any money into savings, they are earning, and Greenlight is paying that. So that was a new neat thing that they started doing. And you can see the middle one here with the little kid's face. You can personalize their card. I personally did not want to do that because I don't need my daughter's face out there. But I think you can do other things. Like you could do a pet, you could do a design, you could do other things. I'm not 100% sure because I did not do that. And you know, like the supercharger savings, they can earn up to 2%, which is encouraging them to build. You can learn more about that, because that I do not have on mine. When I started it, we've been doing it now for about two and a half, maybe 3 years. And you set up your chore list, how they do it, if they do it every day, if they Sunday, Wednesday, you can set up a schedule for that. You can teach them how to invest. Like that was one of the things. And me and my daughter have talked about it. I have not I haven't taken that option yet. So, and there's just a whole bunch of other different things that you can unlock for your phone. You can do your phone insurance, protection plan, identity theft protection. Definitely do your research and do reviews on that. Like I said, I went with the basic program. You know, for me, the real-time notifications are really good. Anytime she buys anything, me and my husband get a text that, you know, your daughter spent X amount of dollars at Publix or X amount of dollars at TJ Maxx. The one thing, this here was huge to me, the instant transfers, because I never wanted her to be anywhere that I could not get her home. So when I say instant transfers, it is instant. She went to a soccer game and she needed some money, and I immediately transferred it to her. And so she had it. And they do it even because you have what's called the parents' wallet, where you basically fund the however much money you decide to put in there. You fund it, you know, you can have it where it automatically funds. So even if you don't have, say that you want to send them $50, but you only have $20 in your parent wallet, you can still send them $50. It'll immediately give it to them, and then it'll just transfer it out into the parent wallet from whatever account you have set up. You can look at their spending history, and like here, mobile wallet, you can link it to your card to your Apple or Google Pay. Be very careful with that because you know how children can be. You can flexible controls, meaning that if they want to go on Xbox Live and they want to constantly buy, you can actually lock that out. There are things that you can do that you can lock out their spending. And I have not had to do that because we don't have any issues with our daughter on that. But that is, you know, an option, especially if you're trying to teach your children money control. So this is the plan that I have here. It's just the basic Greenlight, $4.99 a month. And these are all of the benefits there. You get the debit card, educational app, core financial tools, parental controls, the 1% savings, and coming soon credit for parents. Not sure if I'm going to do that. That's all of our kind of budgeting journey here, is to kind of get out of debt. So this is the one that I have. It's the basic $4.99, and this is up to 5 kids. It's $4.99, 1 kid to 5 kids. And then you have the Greenlight Plus Invest. These two, the Greenlight and the Greenlight Invest, were in place when I signed up, and I just went with the basic one because I knew what we wanted to do. So the benefits here is everything that you had in the basic, but they have investing for kids and parents. That's the only thing that they had added, and that is $7.99 a month. This Greenlight Max, this is new. They haven't had this very long. And this includes all of this. And you have the investing, the 1% cash back, Greenlight Black Card, priority customer service, identity theft, cell phone protection, purchase protection, and this is $9.98 a month. And so that, you have to just go what works with your family. And you just start with it. But so I'm scrolling back up here. I'm sorry if I'm going a little fast, but this is where you can go and really do your research. And here's the options, comparable plans, the custom card. That's where you can made for your kids, by kids, one of a kind. See, like they did the design here. They did their face, they did their pet. And you can get that for, you know, $9.99. And so that's kind of a neat little option there. And how to, you know, do it and everything else. So I did not do this because I just, like I said, it wasn't anything. It's a card. I didn't you know, think that was worth it for my family. But if you have 2 or 3 kids, this might be perfect. You can maybe put their initial or a monogram, or if your one kid loves soccer, put a soccer ball. If your one kid's into baseball, put a baseball card. If your one kid is into gymnastics, put something with gymnastics. So you can personalize it for each kid. So that was interesting there. And they have the blog, they have, you know, the help center, and, you know, everything from there. And I'm going to go back to the compare the plans, but I wanted to see here. This is where it says to compare the plans. Debit cards for up to 5 kids. That was huge. It's $4.99 for up to 5 kids, $7.98 for up to 5 kids, $9.98 for up to 5 kids. So if you have, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, it's just that one price a month. And to me, it's just worth the peace of mind knowing that wherever she's at, she can get home, buy things, not have to rely on anybody else. And the one thing that I like, and I don't think I can see it from here, is, let me see if I can look at the actual features. So instant money transfer, real-time notification, mobile payments, balance tracking. On my daughters, I have it set up in categories. So here, oh, you can see where it says spending, savings, investing, allowance. On hers, she has spending, which is kind of like spend anywhere is what it's called. And I have no blocks on where she can spend her money. She has savings, but then there's also a giving. And I don't see where they show that on here. So if you choose to do this, what I do with my daughter, she gets X amount of dollars a week for doing basic jobs. Out of that, 10% automatically transfers to savings, 10% automatically transfers to giving. So whatever you set up as their allowance, their weekly pay, bi-weekly pay, monthly pay, however you do it with your family, you can set it up that it automatically transfers 10% to savings, automatically transfers 10% to giving. And that way it's establishing them right off the bat that you have these three categories, and that'll hopefully go into their adult life as well, that you have this money, but you have 10% going to savings, 10% going to giving, and that's how it is. That way it sets them up into that habit, and there's that expectation. So, when they are 25 and they need something, they already have money in the savings because it's ingrained in them to do it. So that was a huge bonus to me, is that we could automatically set it up. So right off the top, 10% to saving, 10% to giving. And the thing with the giving that I like on here is she can give it as tithes to the church, or they have specific organizations that they can donate to. So if they wanted to donate to St. Jude, if they wanted to donate to the one for the animals, there's different ones in there. And I think you can search. I haven't really played with that much because we haven't done much. She has just literally been every week the money going into the giving, every week the money going into savings. Now she can move the money around from her savings to her spend anywhere. She can actually, in her savings, she can set up different categories. If she wants new clothes, she could do a clothing. If she wants to save for a car, she can save for a car. She can make her own spending categories, kind of like what we have with sinking funds. She can put one for Christmas, one for birthdays, whatever she is trying to save for. And she can have her spend anywhere. She can transfer money from the spend anywhere into those savings categories, and vice versa. And I know on some of them, I am pretty sure moving around the money, I'm trying to remember, because it doesn't happen that often, so please forgive me on this, where they actually send me and my husband a message going, your daughter, say your daughter, your child's name is Joe. Joe is trying to transfer money from savings to this, and it'll have you authorize that movement. And so it just kind of, there's accountability that they have the freedom to plan their money, save their money, allocate their money, but you as a parent can still be in that conversation with them. And so it's been really, really, really nice. And the $4.99 investment for me and my husband was a peace of mind for us. And I don't want my daughter to have debt. I don't want her to think that credit cards are the way to go. I want her to know that this is your money, and this is how you are in control of your money. You spend your money where you want it to be spent. So that is just really, really huge. But this, here you can set up the chores and allowances, laundry day, cleaning your room. And they send me a text and an email every Saturday, like, hey, has your daughter done her chores? Are they all done? And you can just let it go, and it funds her weekly, money.
Or if they haven't done it, you can pause it and be like, listen, you did not do what you were supposed to this week. And I always turn it back to her for her to understand that these are your jobs. When we go to work, we have to do our job to get paid. If we don't go to work, we don't get paid. I want her to understand responsibility. I want her to have a work ethic. I want her to have a moral compass when she is doing her life. And this is just another tool in that. And you can have a one-time chore, you can have a recurring chore. What I do like is my daughter sometimes we have 3 dogs, and we had one time where they just had a really, really bad day. And we got home and it was just like, oh my goodness. And she took it upon herself to get them outside, clean up the mess, sanitize everything without us asking her. And they had a really bad day. I just want to point that out. And to me, I'm like, you know what? She did that on her own. And so I gave her money. I put it in her account, and you can put little notes that says, thank you for all that you did today. Thank you for showing initiative. It's an encouragement for you to be able to reward their behavior. And if you have a huge project, maybe you're going to put in a flower garden, maybe you're going to put in a vegetable garden that is kind of out of the norm of your everyday life, that you can say, you know what, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars because you helped me with that. And sometimes it's just a nice little surprise for them. So, and she's come up to me before and she's like, oh, you gave me money, you didn't have to do. I did, because you showed initiative and you stepped up your game. So, but these are all the different features. I encourage you, please go and do your research on this. See if this will work for your family. I know it's been amazing for our family. There literally are no hidden fees. It is $4.99 a month for my family on the basic card, and it's really, really good. But you have your financial literacy. You can they send out occasionally little newsletters. They have little challenges sometimes that your kids can do, and it's just helping them get financially educated. And that is lacking in a lot of areas. And with the cards, we can you just put it on your card. Just put it on your card. They really need to know. Yeah, you can put it on a card, but you're having to pay for that card plus their interest, which 29% interest, 25% interest, 24% interest. I mean, they really need to understand where their money goes. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this. Like I said, we have been using it for over 2 years, probably almost into the 3-year mark. And you can set up your securities, everything. It is just a really, really good program, and it is worth the investment. And that's one thing, and me and my husband toyed with it where we didn't do it. But if you have 3 kids or 4 kids or 5 kids, that could be like, listen, this is how much it is a month, and you can split that and charge them if you want to. That's this is all very do your family, but that's something to teach them about income and expenses, income and outgo. And so that way they can figure out, it's like, okay, for the privilege of using this card, I'm going to pay $2 a month, or I'm going to pay $1 a month. And I mean, I don't know, like I said, this is very specific to your family, but there's so many ways that you can tailor this to your family and how your family dynamics work. But it is a really, really, it's just been a really good experience for us. We've had no bad experiences. This is their mission. It really is to show them how to become financially healthy and happy, and to become financially literate, and how to invest and all of these different things. But like I said, please do your research. I highly recommend it, but it tailors to your family. So I hope that this information works for you. So, and this is it's greenlight.com, but I know that it's a Greenlight app, and I can try to see what it looks like here. That's the ad. See, you can get it for Apple and Google Play. So this is what I have. I'm trying to see what it looks like. This, what is this? The GL, a Greenlight. You can do that. And on the Apple, it should hopefully look the same. Let's see what this says here. Apparently my computer needs coffee too. But then again, it might know that we're not an Apple family. It's the same thing, the GL Greenlight Kids and Teen Banking. And that's what it looks like there. So you can definitely get it on the App Store for Apple, and the Google Play for the Android and everything else. So, but there it is. I can't say enough good things about this app. So thank you, and I hope if you have any questions, please ask. I'm here to help and encourage.
I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a blessed and amazing Saturday and that your week is everything that you want it to be. I hope that the information that I gave you on the Greenlight app, that system, will be something that interests you. Please, if you have any questions, we have been using it for a long time. I'll be happy to give you more insights or opinions, so it could be more specific of what questions you may have. And I'm going to try to tag my subscriber who has specifically had questions on it, and to let her know, because I've been trying to figure out how to do this video. I'm still figuring out this whole YouTube thing, but I'm loving it and enjoying it, and I'm so happy that you are supporting me and have joined my channel and that you're here. So don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications. My focus is to upload a video every week so we can stay accountable and consistent to each other. And that's what I'm here for, is to show you my journey, to help you with your journey, to be a motivation and encouragement. And I am so thankful for each and every one of you. And I will see you in next week's video. Have a blessed day. Bye.